I'm gonna say this very clear. A lot of you have shifted things that people did not expect you to change about yourself. You've challenged the perspective that a lot of people have got very comfortable seeing you in. And because of that, I'm seeing that we've entered a very interesting threshold where a lot of the collective has awakened to a certain extent that there is nothing that the people that I've called oppressors on this channel, there is nothing that they can do except join. So as they do, this is the message that I've been told to give today. A lot of people, a lot of energies are out there mimicking those who speak the truth. They're out there mimicking people like myself, people like yourself, who are resonating deeply in their bone with the truth. But they're doing this as a way to capture those of you who might still be on the threshold, those of you who they believe they can put into places of obedience, subservience, either through the workplace or through relational bondage, through responsibility. But a lot of it is happening at a level of familiarity, at a level of relationship, or even childhood. And this is how it's been shown to me today. These energies are phrasing it like you've gone rogue, like you've reached a point of no return, that your insights have actually become dangerous, that people who have set you free, people who've told you to trust your intuition, are actually the harmful ones. Because look, I can mimic and repeat the truth to you. This is what they're saying. I can repeat the truth to you. I agree that these things are toxic and that we should work on them. But your idea to remove yourself completely from this family, your idea to remove yourself from this workplace, to individuate in such a way, is actually dangerous. You are going to regret it in the future. What is that going to gain you? Look at these truth speakers out there. Look at them. You don't want to be like them. They have no family. They have no loved ones. They are unwanted and exiled. And maybe it's because it's their fault. There is a narrative like that going on. And it's a very desperate attempt to interweave or enmesh themselves with the collective that has now begun to see them for what they are. A lot of people cannot wear the mask of family around you anymore and pretend to be safe. They can't chime in under the guise of, well, I'm just your ex, I'm just your husband, I'm just your wife, I'm just your child. They can't do that. People are being told to stand in their merit, to stand as who they are, for the soul that they are. Like, people are being judged by their frequency and their soul. And because of that, those who feel like they're being punished, those who feel like they have no way out except to change themselves, have now decided to wear a specific kind of mask. And that mask is very interesting because it places themselves as the reasonable seer. They place themselves as the objective seer, the one who wants the best for you, while painting those who are telling you the harsh truth, those who are showing you the unadulterated facts about reality, by painting those people like the villain, by painting them like the unholy one, that like the misguided one, when in reality it is uncomfortable because we've been living in slavery. And what I'm seeing is that there are energies out there that God called false prophets. They're out there dressed up in a costume of safety, dressed up in a costume of familiarity, and a lot of them are going to start blending in the conversations that we talk about in this channel. We've been talking about for years, the conversations that you've started to have with people that you feel like you resonate. Now is the time to search your surrounding, because a lot of these people have decided to join them because they could not beat them. By them, I mean you, dear lovers. They could not beat you. And when they got started with their attacks, when they got started with their resistance, they truly believed that they had the upper hand. It was like a no-brainer for them, because they brought together everyone that they know. They brought together people that you don't even know. They brought together everything under the fucking sun in the kitchen sink. And they believed, they were cocky in believing that they would win, that you would be submerged underneath the illusion. And so what is happening right now is that there is a specific targeted attack against truth speakers through their voice, attack in their mind, attack that they can't even defend themselves against. Not the kind that we've been talking about, but the kind that actually seeps into the collective itself and masquerades as family, masquerades as reliability, reasonableness, and safety. So this is the time for you more than anything to trust yourself. Not me, not somebody that is prostrating themselves as your family, as your sister, your brother, your husband, whatever the case, but yourself, your intuition. Trust, heck, your limbic system. Trust all of who you are at this time, because these people have now began to dress themselves up as false prophets. And what you have to understand is that they're not copying anyone out there that speaks the truth. They're copying you. They're copying you and your energetic footprint, your reclamation. They're copying the little footprints that you're leaving behind. That's what they're doing. Because a lot of you that are receiving this message, you have, how do I explain it? Entered a very sensitive, sacred spot of change and transformation where you've truly embodied it. You've truly stepped in, and it is like a new skin over you. And that right there, that fresh birth, that transition, that after transition glow or birth or form, that's the form that they're coming towards, because they believe if they can mimic that form just the way that they see it, if they can mimic the path that you took to get to that form, that you would let them in. These are what I call sleepers. Sleepers, they're dormant little seeds that want to walk into your path and eventually activate themselves. That's what we're seeing right now, because they are too obvious to walk in broad daylight. They can't use pride and arrogance like they did before. So as this new skin is setting for you, their aim is to scatter the truth, because they cannot bank on the lie anymore. So they're aiming to scatter the truth, to dilute it, so to speak, by having several people looking and feeling and sounding like the energy that you believe is now safe, the energy that you believe is actually showing you the truth. Their agenda is to spread that energy around. So you feel as though you're surrounded by echoes, surrounded by a bunch of people that seemingly seem like they're saying the truth, so that you don't even sense and realize the one who's actually saying the truth versus the one that's mimicking the truth long enough for you to put your guard down, and so they can hop on you. The best and only way to differentiate who is actually speaking the truth is who tells you to look into yourself and trust yourself, not by if, ands, or buts, but to the point that actually scares you, to the point that makes you feel like, am I doing something wrong? That energy is actually letting you be. That energy is of the truth, because it's not trying to possess you and your journey. It's trying to help you find the truth within yourself, activate your intuition, because those who are lying to you while at the same time perpetuating like they are saying the truth, they will never push you inward. They will never push you inward. Even when they do, they will watch you. They will tell you how to do it, when there is no such thing as how to do it. The path is yours. The path is narrow, it's yours, and only happens in true communion with the divine. And that doesn't just happen by sitting around afraid to ask questions, afraid to look inward, afraid to be in communion. It doesn't happen by just blind obedience. It happens when you walk the path. You can't just sit around and wait. But the final truth is this: these people, divine justice has been activated against them. That's why they want to perpetuate themselves like they are truth speakers as well, because you have actively rejected them, and this is their way of trying to weasel themselves back in to protect themselves. It's not about you and you being with them and being seen. It's about saving their skin.